Standard 12 English Unit 9 Read 1 Headache. Of all the blessing conferred on mankind by a benign providence, the most useful is the headache. But for it, there would be many great embarrassments in life. Factual explanations are not always either palatable or feasible. In such circumstances, headache acts as a sort of password. I remember at school, the very first letter writing lesson I was taught was, "Respected sir, as I am suffering from headache, I requested you to grant me leave." I always wonder what made our teacher select headache as an excuse, even in a specimen letter. I think it was very much in everybody's thoughts useful alike to the pupils and their master. For us, a headache was a boon. We used to have drill after school hours, which I still think is an unfair and undesirable practice. We disliked this hour. On the drill ground almost all appeared to be afflicted with splitting headache, sir, and our drill instructor put an end to it by decreeing one day, "Those suffering from headache will hold up their arms." It raised our hopes, but he added, "Since I wish to detain them for some special exercises that will cure their headache." Not one lifted his arm. At which the instructor declared, "Now all of you take off your coats and get through the usual drill." I am glad to find that the class is going to exercise in full strength today. Headache gives the sufferer a touch of importance. All aches sound crude and psychological, and sensitive people would not mention them. No other ailment can be so openly mentioned with impunity. You could mention headache in the most elegant social gathering and no one would be shocked by it. The only expression which is superior to headache is indisposition. Whenever I see that word I wonder what it exactly means. It is one of those curious words, like inanity, which has no anity, which do not necessarily mean the opposite without the in. You cannot say, "Owing to disposition I am not taking the medicine," whereas you can say, "Owing to indisposition I called in the doctor." What exactly is this indisposition? I have never been able to understand except that it sounds very well in press notes or bulletins or in messages from eminent men to gatherings to which they have been invited. Indisposition cannot generally be said by the person directly afflicted. It does not sound very well for anyone to write directly, "Owing to indisposition, I am not attending your meeting." It sounds unconvincing. It sounds better in the third person. It implies that the gentleman is an eminent one, has a secretary or a deputy who can speak for him. Mr. So-and-so regrets his inability to attend the meeting today owing to indisposition. People will understand and accept the statement and will not question, "What is that indisposition? Is he down with flu or malaria or cold or rheumatism? I know a doctor who can cure it." On the contrary, just accept it as its face value and pass on to the next item. Indisposition could be used only at a particular level, not by all and sundry. A schoolboy who says, "As I am indisposed, I want to be let off," will have his ear twisted for his precociousness.